And this is a new one, interactive. So basically what interactive does is it allows you that when you press meta X, it allows this function, the cheap count words, to appear as a valid function that you can call. Because without it, you can't call it. You can only use it within Lisp. And I'll show you. Show you right now. So if I evaluate this, Control X, Control E, and then I look cheap, look at that, it pops up on the bottom, cheap count words. Yep, and if I execute it, nothing happens because we have nothing inside the body. Now, one thing I want to show you guys is if you press Control H and then F, and then the menu buffer is going to tell you, wait, do you want to describe the interaction function? And if you just press enter, it's going to pop up a new buffer, and it's going to tell you everything that you need to know. Now that works for every function that you see in eLisp. So yeah, Control H and then F. The same also works with Control H and then B for variable. That's pretty much it. So if you're ever curious about what's the documentation for it or what's the purpose, you can just look up those two functions and you'll have everything you need to know. All right, sweet. So, since this is the cheap version, we're just going to do something very easy. We're going to use the let function because we're going to use a local variable to keep track of the words. And we're just going to set words equal to 0. Pretty much, that's about it. And then we're going to do go to car, and then we're going to point min. All right, sweet. So, in this video, you're going to see a couple things that you haven't seen before. And I'm just going to go through them real quick because remember, I just showed you the Control H and then F, and that will give you the documentation. So, point min, that's a function. So, what happens if we evaluate it? Control X, Control E. Look at that. In the mini buffer, it spits out 1. Basically, that's saying that the minimum point in this buffer is at position 1. That's basically saying where my cursor is at, the minimum place that it can be is at the beginning of the buffer, and that position in the buffer is currently known as number 1, the column 1 basically. Well, not column 1, but you know, position 1. So let's see, and go to car is basically go to this position, which is the minimum point, so it takes you to the beginning. So if I evaluate that, bam, look at that, I'm all the way over here. Sweet. All right, cool, let's keep on going. So we're gonna use the while keyword expression, and we're gonna do forward word, I believe, yes. So this pretty much, that's what the function sounds like. It moves you up a word, forward a word, and what's going to happen is it's going to keep on doing this until it can't go any further. I can barely talk. Until it can't go anymore, until we run out of words. All right, cool. So while we're in here, we're going to do, let's see, we're going to say setQ words is 1 plus words. So this is a fancy way of saying add 1 to the variable right here. Of course, we could do +1 like that, and it's still the same thing, but this is just faster to do a 1 plus, just like that. And of course, we're counting the words every time we find some. And then once we're done, we're going to do message. We're going to print a message in the mini buffer, and we're going to do format, words in buffer, and then the string thingamajob, and then words. And then sweet, that's pretty much it. Nope, the let expression, is that the let expression? Yep, so words, there we go. So this is what's going to happen. We're creating a local variable called words. We send it to 0. We go to the beginning of the buffer, and then while we can move on forward, while there's still words that we can jump over, we're going to increment each word that we jump over. And then once that is done, we're going to print out a message in the mini buffer that says words in buffer, and then just puts words right here. And if you can't tell, format is a special way of doing string manipulation. So yeah, formatting strings, pretty simple, right? And then once that is over, we're going to return words at the end of the let expression. And since the only thing that this function does is evaluate the let expression, it's going to also return whatever the number of words we find. So we evaluate it, cheap count words, and if we do it right here, cheap count words, we have words in the buffer 0. Wow, that is horrible. What just happened? Words. Let's see, little debugging time. So while setQ, that seems about right. Cheap count words. Are you sure I did it right? Words in buffer 0. Oh, forward point min setQ. Oh, look at that. I misspelled it right here. Why don't you guys tell me? So now if I do it, that should work. 67. So 67 words in buffer. Look at that. I forgot to put the S in words. That's why. Dang. I felt like an idiot for a second. All right, cool. And that was an idiot mistake. So yeah. Oh well. All right, cool. So if we do this and we call it like the function around here, so I'm right here, my cursor's right there, and we call it cheap count words. Look at that. All of a sudden, I'm at the end. Now that's not exactly what we want. What we want is that whenever we call the function, it will just tell us the number of words in the buffer, and we're still in the same place that we were. So I should be able to be right here, call the function, and the cursor's still there. The way that we implement the function, that's not pretty much possible right now. So the only way that we can get around doing that is by using this function called save excursion and put everything in it. And everything in it? No, just this. So yeah, we're just gonna put the part where we're jumping over words and stuff. So right here, we're just gonna put all that in save excursion. What basically that does says, hey, I'm gonna execute certain commands, and it's gonna move the cursor from either in the buffer or to a new buffer or whatever. But whenever I'm done, I want to go back to where I was, and that will do it. So if we go back, Control X, Control E, we're gonna do cheap count words and words in buffer 69, and there you go. And you see, I'm still right here in the same one, right on. So that's pretty much it. Now back to we gotta test this, right? So we create a new function. So as always, we gotta test it. So require ERT, evaluate that, and then we're gonna do ERT def test count words test, and takes no parameters. And we're going to do get buffer, create, and we're just going to create a simple buffer. So basically this says, hey, get me this buffer called test, and if it doesn't exist, create it. That's pretty much it. And then with current buffer, which is the one that we just created, I'm going to do some stuff with this buffer. So first off, I'm going to erase anything that's in there in case stuff is already in the buffer. We just erase it. Insert, and we're going to insert hello world into the buffer. So if you don't know what that does, let's evaluate it, and look at that. It just puts the words in the buffer. That's pretty much it. And then we'll put the should equals cheap count words, and it should equal 2 because we only inputted 2 words in there. And then once we're done with that, we got to kill our buffer. Kill buffer test. Because hey, we got to clean up after ourselves. We don't want a bunch of buffers just laying around. So we're going to do Control X, Control E to evaluate the test. And now we do meta-X, ERT, enter, press tab, and we're going to test the function. Bam, look at that. We just tested our little simple count word test. Bam, look at that. How beautiful is that? Also, if you don't believe me, you can create a new buffer. So let's just call this buffer YouTube. And let's play hello world, I am awesome. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's do cheap count words. Look at that, words in buffer 5. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Next video, we'll try to do something a little bit more exciting, I guess.